Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to Challenge Run, no tech, no mix. So, we have a bunch of stuff in the mech bay that's being worked on, and we are traveling. I already checked the hiring hall and the store at the end of the last episode, and we're going to head to Hapajarvi. It is only a 1 chevron system, but because of the difficulty variation, that will still give us up to like 3.5 chevron missions. But then, more importantly, in 25 days' time, we'll arrive with the fighting having just started, and it's Fed Suns 26 versus Capellans 15. We'll be able to fight the Capellans, probably win in less than 1 financial report, and then the store will restock because the Davian attack will conquer the plant or conquer the system, and then we'll see where we scurry off to next. Because I don't want to stay on a 1 chevron system, but when we arrive, do the missions for the flare up, and then maybe hit 1 or 2 more missions before we leave the system. It'll be fine. So we're doing it, and I already shifted all the work orders so that it was the. There we go. Cool. So is the stuff that needs the most time to repair first, and as things repair, we're going to pop over to the mech bay and do some building. First, engineering finished. So we have +1 morale for 330,000, +1 morale and 1 medical for 330, +1 morale and medical for 165, +2 morale and a tech point. Yeah, let's do that. It's also only 183,000. Cool. Alright. And the Mad Cat Mark III is done being repaired. So, we need an engine core, and we need to figure out what we're doing with this thing. I mean, ooh. So, I just realized we got those IATMs a couple episodes back. We have somewhere. Wait. There. We have a pair of IATM 12s. And this is very important because with the IATM 12s, we can, with our 55-ton mech, get in close, do tons of damage or overheat shenanigans or whatever, and then as the medium mech takes damage, we can fall back and switch to the ER from extreme range or firing indirectly over mountaintops or whatever. Yeah, I like that. Compared to just the LRM-20, like, it's 2 more tons per missile system, but direct fire, it's also 120 damage compared to 66. So, definitely worth the 2 extra tons. And it has all the specialty ammo instead of just the fast cam. Now, we could have given the LRM-20's Artemis, but yeah. I'm thinking we also have a fluid gun and some other fun overheat shenanigans that we can pull. I just wanted to check and see real quick if the Artemis attachments can attach to... Nope, not IATMs. I didn't think so. So we've got Apollo for MRMs and heavy MRMs, Artemis for LRMs, SRMs, and MMLs, but the IATMs are just amazing on their own. So, I don't even know if we're going to need all those heat sinks. We'll figure that out in a bit. I just want to start off with a rough sketch of... Where are they? Where are they? Here we go. Yeah, definitely EMP, extended range, high explosive, but weird. Inferno, and then just standard. Yeah. So that's like, that's all we need. 100%. That's each bin. Wait, are they all 60 shots? 60 shots. 60 shots. And sorry if the train horn's coming through. That there's a train that just keeps blowing the horn off in the distance, but I don't know if it's actually picked up by the mic. Yeah, 60 shots. So each bin is 5 shots with one of the IATM 12s, which means we've got a total of 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 and a half rounds. That's fine. Now, I'm gonna drop all of the little lasers. So I might add them back. But for now, again, just to kind of to sketch out what we might have going on here. I believe we have some flamers. Yeah, 2 flamers. So that's easy to toss on the arms. Very easy. So actually, I guess we could do... Nah, it's fine. 1 flamer on each arm. Alright. So, what other heat? We also have... I am going to need to put an engine core in. Yeah. Ooh, do we actually upgrade the AMS Clan to an AMS Mark II? AMS Clan fires once every 10 meters. Yeah. Can fire up to 3 times per round. Can fire up to 4 times per round. Deals 1 damage to missiles. Deals 1 damage to missiles. 35% intercept chance. 50% intercept chance. Fires 30 shots per activation. Fires 50 shots per activation. 6 heat per activation. 3 heat per activation. Burst mode increases the damage by 1. So it does 2 damage to missiles instead of just 1. It has a 40% intercept chance instead of 50%. Generates 3 additional heat. So the same amount of heat that an AMS Mark II would generate. And uses 2 ammo per shot. So it burns through 60 per activation instead of 30. But the AMS Mark II burns through 50 every shot regardless. And it can only fire up to 2 times per round in the alternate fire mode. So if we have a lot of missile carrying units, then 4 or more that might be shooting at us, then yeah, normal is better. It does have a 35% jam chance in the burst fire mode, though. That's interesting. Anyway, fluid gun. Yeah, fluid gun, and then where's that inferno fluid? Inferno fluid. Nice. We also have acid fluid. Oh, each one of those is 20 shots? Oh, man, I kind of wish I had a second fluid gun then. But it's only 120 meters. This is definitely committing us to being a short-range build, in which case, is the IATMs the right choice? They do have a minimum range unless we switch to the high explosive ammo. Well, actually, they still have a minimum range, but like, yeah, that's actually not a good pairing at all. Because if we give it the IATM's minimum range with the high explosive ammo is still the optimal range for all these short range things. Okay. So we will save the overheat shenanigans for something else that might drop alongside the Medcat. And that means that, honestly, toss the EMP and the Inferno up there. And give me some caseless AMS ammo. I would actually, if I had Clan Case 2, I would absolutely run it in this situation. There's just going to be so much ammo in this mech. But I only have Inner Sphere Case 2. But I do like the IATMs. But if I'm running the IATMs, then I will either still be running all of these very light 1.5 ton energy weapons, or I'll be losing out on a lot. MRMs are too, yeah, the MRMs are too heavy. I mean, do we have any interesting ammo for Clan LRMs? I don't think we do, other than the fast cam. Yeah, we have Artemis SRM Clan, Artemis Clan LRM, standard LRM Clan. Now, all of our interesting ammo for LRMs are Inner Sphere. And I do like the idea of having this as more of a toolbox. Alright. In any case, give it a bunch of AMS ammo. Give it the AMS Mark II as well. There we go. And that's already, if we dropped it like, or you know, if we gave it an engine core and left it with this armor and with this loadout, that's already quite a bit of its tonnage. And if we max the armor all the way around the front, which is absolutely necessary in later missions, that's what we'd be looking at. What could we do with 12 tons? So XL Clan would reduce the engine core by half. So 12 tons would leave us at like a 300 core. That's not as much as I would like. It's still 5.8, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if we can get, yeah, 6.9. And then the Clan XL, because I'm trying to build this to be a late game medium mech that will, you know, happily drop alongside the heavies and assaults that we'll be running. That is too much. That engine core is too much. So yeah, we're gonna go 5.8 then. Ooh, wait, 5.8 in a mask maybe? Alright, so the 300 core is 5.8. 270 core, 4.7. I wonder if a 280 core would be 5.8. Regardless, we have a 300. So, we do not need the extra. Actually, I say that. Oh, because we don't have a Clan Double Heatsink kit in it. Haha. That's why. We can actually give it a radical. I mean, it does have +2 heatsink capacity. So if I drop the Clan Double Heatsinks, and I give it, well, see, that's the thing. Assault mechs that want a radical would want Radical Proto. They wouldn't want to have a double heatsink kit. Ooh, there's also the Pro... Ooh, okay. We have 8 energy hardpoints. And we have the Doom kit. So, this would make us take extra heat damage when it's active. Oh, it's Protos. No, we don't have the Protos to use, and also Protos I would rather use on an assault mech, or at least a heavy. I don't want to use those on a light, medium mech. Lighter chassis, they tend to have more slots in it. So, really the choice then is just Clan double heatsink kit. If I do a Clan double heatsink kit, I can have external heatsinks if necessary. I can also just give it a Radical. And then give it a bunch of energy weapons without extra heatsinks. So I definitely am not going to use the micro lasers. Small lasers are out to 240. Not going to use small lasers with the IATMs, but I will use the mediums. Where were the mediums? There. And there. Yeah, based on the money. 146. Okay. So there's a pair of Clan ER medium lasers. Oh wow, we're already at a 93 heat alpha strike. How? Oh, the IATMs are 24 heat each. Okay, nope, that Radical's not gonna work. We definitely need a Clan double heatsink kit. These things are toasty. Nope. Yeah, right? No, nope. Somewhere. Oh, that's right, they were in the legs. That's right. I think one of them was in the arms. That one. And then these were just, yeah. Those two were in the legs. Alright. So, Clan double heatsink kit. We still have a heat delta of 15. So, do we have engine heatsink plus 2? I know, the tonnage. I know. I'm just trying to see if this is even remotely... Actually... I feel like knowing now how much heat the IATMs generate, maybe... So the Clan Thermal Exchanger requires less carry capacity and increases visibility and sensors by less. But the standard Thermal Exchanger will explode for less and prevents more heat buildup. So now we're at a heat delta of -6. We are over tonnage, yeah. Would this be an alright build on its own? Like, each medium laser is 30 damage. Okay. The IATMs... Like, this is already a heck of an alpha strike. And so each medium laser is actually bringing, because of the 18 heat, basically 3 extra heat sinks. I wonder... So, Activates when above 90% heat. Deactivates when below 30%. Minus 20 heat per turn when active. I mean, that's good for if we're getting hit specifically with heat damage. I do have the +2 capacity, so I could give it 2 extra engine heat sinks. Did I grab an upper armored last episode thinking it was an upper hardened? Those are different. Yeah, this is better just in general, but this is better for the arm it's on. Especially if the arm it's on has ammo in it for some reason. Oh boy. Would I go fire control missile accuracy here? I think I would, actually. More grouping as well as the bonus accuracy. So the question then becomes, what do we do other than the IATMs? Laser insulator, -3 heat and -12% heat generated by I do still have this LBX large laser that I still haven't used, but still want to. But yeah, even just a regular medium laser is 9 heat. So like, large clan pulse laser. It's kind of interesting. No, I don't think that I go with the IATM build on this map. I know, I just spent all that time looking at it. It doesn't check out. I definitely drop the fast cam though. Like maybe I keep one bin, I guess. Like that's 3 rounds of just dropping mines if I'm having to fire indirectly or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it won't detonate on allies, so... Alright. It doesn't have hands, so I can't give it a handheld weapon. Don't even need to bother looking at those. Since the clan LRMs don't have a minimum range, then there's no reason that I can't charge in close with all the assorted little lasers. I definitely still want to move the heat sinks, 100%. I definitely want to put the ammo in the legs. Do I give it Artemis? So I'm firing 40, that's 3 rounds worth of ammo. Oof. Yeah, this thing is going to soak ammo. It's just going to burn through ammo like crazy. And it is just damage, but it's very respectable damage for a medium mech. Especially if I do just give it the Artemis 4s. Not Apollo, Artemis 4. Bonus crit chance, So lasers burn through and then the missiles potentially crit. More damage. Yeah, I think so. Since clan LRMs can only really do damage, and since we don't have much interesting going on, so it's 3, 6, 9 rounds. Actually, I'm going to put the fast cam in the side torso and start off every battle firing the 3 rounds of fast cam. That way the bin's empty, so if it does get crit, no big deal. So I can fire that indirectly from 840 meters away, anywhere. So this is a much lighter build, even with the Artemis attachments. Yeah, that means we can actually potentially go with that heavier core I was looking at. .345 core, that gives us 6.9. That's very zoomy. Clan XL engine. Now I haven't added the armor that I'd like to add, but... Oh yeah, cooling. Clan XL engine? Heatsink kit. Cool. Alright. So we are at a heat delta of 27. We're 2.5 tons over. I do want to keep the AMS, but I am going to put the AMS in the center torso instead of the head. That way, if the Mechwarrior we put in this thing to train him up to be the late game elite Mad Cat pilot, if he punches out, makes his way back to the Argo, then it's all good. So our heat is a problem. We will definitely still give it the exchanger. That actually fixes all the problems completely. Alright. Cool. Now we just have the 2.5 tons we need to find. But yeah, that's fine. A heat delta of 2 is completely fine. Now, how do I mean, there's an argument that this is a good place to use the fire control energy accuracy. There is a very good argument to be made for that. The Artemis should already be super accurate without any assistance. Each micro laser is 10 damage, so it's 20, 40. Small laser's 25 damage. So that's 65, 90. Then we've got 30 on the medium lasers. That's 150 damage lasers. And then 140 on the LRMs now. No, I'd rather have the +1 gunnery because it'll impact all the weapon systems instead of just the energy systems. Same with the missile accuracy. I wonder how much a ultralight gyro would actually save us here. Wonder. Yeah, we are a bit... Oh, we still don't have any electronic warfare either. Oof. Having to increase the armor. Yeah, I don't think the 345 core works. I think it's just too much. I would love for him to be that fast, but we can't do it. So that brings us to the 300 core. Still 5.8, yeah. 270 was the one that dropped down, right? Yeah. So, 300 core it is. Alright. And with the 300 core, that actually gives us extra tonnage to max the armor, maybe? Nice. Give him some back armor as well. Nice. Alright. So we have 1 ton left. We have 1 ton, 3 slots, and a single support hardpoint. Give him a tag. Sure. Honestly, I will leave the clan AMS where it was. The tag center torso. Will I? I mean, tags are easier to come by than clan AMS until we start getting into clan territory. Then again, it doesn't have to be a clan AMS. But yeah, these all require hands. It does not have hands. Nice. Now would I love to also give it some electronic warfare? Absolutely. If I had a AR-12, AR-14 sheath beacon, whatever, I would definitely slap it in this thing. I do have a Guardian ECM, actually. If I drop the AMS and the AMS ammo, I can give it a Guardian ECM. I think that actually defends it better. And then it also lets us keep all of the ammo in the legs, which is important since we have Clan Pharaoh, so there's no chance of ammo explosion in the center torso, or in the side torsos. If we lose a leg, then the ammo is gone. If the ammo explodes, we lose the leg and the ammo is gone. But like, if ammo pops inside of the chassis, then, or inside of the, the torso, that can be bad. I'm happy with this build, I think. Yeah, actually, if I only had 1 bin of ammo, this AMS would only be able to activate, what, 7 times? Just shy of 7 times? And if using the burst mode, it would only activate 3 times? Yeah, I definitely prefer laser AMS just for the lasting power it has. I think this is it. I think this is the way we go. We are heat neutral. Obviously, in a hot biome, we'll no longer be heat neutral, but that's fine. And we still have 1 specialist slot. And we have an IFF jammer. Yeah, I guess it's bolt on then. Give it bolt on remote sensors. 5 salvos, no. What's our carry? We have 3.3. So the thermal exchanger leaves us with 3.3 tons. So we can have a tandem rocket 15 times 2, tandem rocket 10 times 3, or something else. I mean, I guess. Bolt-on rocket tandem 15 times 2 or times 3. Oh no, times 2. It was that one. I mean, it uses the slot, or it uses the carry weight. We don't really have anything else. I'd feel kind of silly putting a IFF Jammer Mark II on a mech that just has a guarded ECM. Yeah, I think this is the build for a cool 2 million C bills. All right. How much would? Where is it? How much would a mask weigh? So just to test this, a mask. Oh, we would need more slots as well. Both. Well, I mean, we could drop 2 of the heatsinks to engine heatsinks. Do we have engine heatsink plus 2? No, we have engine heatsink plus 1. Alright. Alright, so now we should have the slots for the mask. How heavy is it? 2.75. So if we could find 2.75 tons, we would be able to sprint at 10 hexes. Which would make this thing really good at backstabbing. That's interesting. But I'd rather have the Artemis. Plus, backstabbing is not as good as it used to be. Back when you got bonus accuracy and you got to ignore their, braced or cover. And you got to hit just the back. Like, it was very good, but I don't really think backstabbing is that great anymore. At least for like an energy build. For a crit build, it absolutely still is. Like, if you get behind somebody with a whole bunch of AP Gauss rifles, you're gonna crit that engine out way easier than hitting it from the side or front. But for energy specifically, Okay, how much would a supercharger weigh? 1 ton? And they can't stack, right? No, they can stack. I see. I mean, being able to sprint at 15 hexes is fun. And all I have to do is find 3.7 tons? Do I have Clan 15s? No. I have a bunch of Clan 20s. I have Inner Sphere 15s, which are literally just 2 tons heavier and fire 5 less missiles. MRMs are way too heavy. So I could drop in an MRM 10 on each side, but no. Nah. Yeah, the Risk MML 20 is heavier. The MMLs, no. IATMs are too heavy. Yeah, none of that will... The lightest thing I can put in the missile hardpoints is the LRM-20. I mean, if I have 2 more ER smalls... Hold on. If I have 2 more Clan ER smalls... I mean, I guess they don't have to be Clan ER small. Does 10 less damage. Okay. So I'd be saving half a ton and losing half the damage off the Clan ER medium. But the main thing I'd be losing is the 300 meters. Which... Okay. I could also drop down to MRM-10s with Apollo and pulse lasers. But I don't think that'd be worth it. I wouldn't need to carry as much ammo, though. And if we're going that fast... You know what? Let's just see. Let's just take a look and see. Alright. So. Yeah, we'll get back to which lasers we're swapping out for pulse lasers after. MRM-10, MRM-10. So, that's 6 tons instead of 10 tons. That already saves us 4 tons. And then the fact that we're only firing 20 missiles per round instead of 40 means we need half as much ammo unless the medium missile, the MRM medium range missile, oh yeah, it's more per ton, 240 instead of 120. And that one bin would actually be 12 rounds. Actually, hold on. MRM incendiary. So that's 12 rounds of heat. And then I can bring like 6 rounds of... 6 rounds of damage. And now the fluid gun would actually make sense. Hold on. Hold on. Let's get that out of there. For 3.3 carry weight, 3-ton bolt-on. What's the biggest incendiary we got? The biggest incendiary we've got is 6 tons, and then it drops straight down to 1.5 tons. Nope, there we go, 2 tons. Alright. Oh, also the heat saving. Wow. Because it's 12 heat instead of 21. 9 heat on each side. Okay. Well, we are about to change some lasers out, but... Okay. So these Clan ER mediums. We're going to drop those. And... anything we have that has like crazy damage fall off. Usually the stuff with damage fall off has higher base stats. Or just this one's just longer range, but alright. Clan medium pulse lasers. So each one of those now, instead of doing the 30 damage, for 1 extra ton is doing 42 damage. In 3 pulses. Cool. It's still not making up for the MRM, though. Or for the 10 less missiles. But we do still have 2.8 tons left. And with the number of slots we've saved, with the ammo just being 2 bins instead of being 5 bins or whatever, we could actually put some patchwork in here. I don't want to give it flamers, though. Do I? Hold on. The micro lasers are only 10 damage. The flamer weighs 0.75 tons more, but it does the same damage and just adds heat as well. So, generates more heat, but also causes 6 heat damage, and does 20% bonus damage to overheating targets. The evasion ignores nice, though. And it's actually the same range. And they both have the bonus accuracy and damage against battle armor protomechs. Yeah, sure. Drop 2 of the micro lasers, give it 2 flamers. Now we're at 53.7. So 240, 480, 120, 480. Ooh. Okay, so binary laser. At optimal range, which is where we're going to try to be, does 80 damage. Pinpoint. But it does generate 48 heat. And that's way too heavy. Nah, the binary laser should definitely go on a fast mech that only has like 1 energy weapon we're bringing. Nah, this is a little bit different. Where's that fluid gun? Fluid gun. Up. There it is. Fluid gun. Nice. We do need the fluid ammo. Running a bunch of Clantech in a kind of overheat build is hilarious. I mean, is it really an overheat build, though? It's only going to do 20 heat damage. Like, yeah, it has the burn strength and burn duration. So, if I hit the same target round after round, it's effectively 40 heat damage per round. And that's pretty good. Oh, man. Inferno fluid ammo. Stop spinning. Ugh. There we go. Okay. Yeah. If I had a second fluid gun, I would absolutely bring another bin of ammo for the variety, but nah, this isn't for damage. This is specifically just for heat. So that, with the flamers and the incendiary MRM, should actually do decently. And then we have the incendiary rockets, you know, if necessary. I can't wait to put the IA team in a mech. Yeah, I think this is the route I'm gonna go. I think this is the route I'm gonna go. And then whenever I slap the MRN 40 into a heavier assault mech, I'm gonna give it the Apollo attachment. And then this is 6 shots with the Apollo attachment through the MRN 40. Yeah, and that puts us at 55.7. So we're once again back into needing to shave off some tonnage. Honestly, I think I dropped the tag. Is there anything else that I want to put in this particular mech? So now that the energy is so much of our damage, now the fire control energy accuracy makes more sense. And we could still give it like an ultralight gyro or something at some point to stuff a little bit more of something in. Do we actually need all those heat sinks? No, we are now overcooling significantly. Huh. Ah, right, because we replaced... So we can just save a ton and still be overcooling by 10? Huh. Or we could actually... 5, so if we do that... but then we'd need to actually have the external... drop 1 in, and then we actually do have some patchwork that I can slap in here. And that leaves us with 2.5 tons. With just the one support hardpoint. So that means I can go back to the tag. So we don't really have anything else. Ooh. Actually, we do have something else. I can put that clan AMS back in. And then that leaves us with 1 ton. And since we're running it as an overheat, at least partially as an overheat build, then I can also just give it one of the heat sinks back. So now we're using every single hard point. Oh man, do we go with so brain. There was a thought. The Apollo attachments, I'm saving for bigger MRM launchers. Oh, right, I already used the Beagle Crow. Yeah, my brain was thinking electronic warfare, which we do not have any left. Ooh. No. I want to make the jumpy mech, the crazy, insane jumpy mech, a longer range build. That can also, like, if it was like the LRM-20 build. Yeah, maybe. But then I wouldn't have the tonnage for it. Would I? Thing is that the masks... mask gets heavier. Oh, mask crit goes to the legs. Ooh. Right. The mask crit goes to the legs. So we want double heat sink to the arm. That wasn't the one that was in that arm. That's the one that was in that arm. So yeah, we actually do not want the ammo in the legs. we don't want those mass crits to blow us up. Anyway, mass gets heavier the heavier the chassis gets. So, right? Or is it flat? Okay, before I commit to this, I might make this the jumper. Oh, I don't have a... I guess we have a slightly heavier. If it does change with the... It might just be a flat 2.75. Nope. It does change with the chassis. So it is 3 tons for the 60 tonner. So it's 0.25 tons for every 5. Okay. Is that the build I want to go with? And yeah, I was planning on doing the entire travel and all the refit of the entire mech bay in this episode, but I'm having fun. I hope you're all having fun. This is... Deciding how to build this for the final, like, for the rest of the campaign is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So if I'm going mask, which I want to, and if I'm going supercharger, which I want to, give it the 300 core, definitely. Give it the Clantech XL, definitely. Alright, yeah, the MRM10s are also... Yeah, we're going to go with that. We're going to do roughly the build that we were just looking at. It's too fun not to. Okay. So. We give it... For sure... Ooh, actually... Clan Streak 6s. Which also means we'll have less ammo that might explode. We have 2 Clan Streak 4s and a Clan Streak 6, which means we could carry Clan Streak 10. Oh, but that's still 5 tons. Like, that's still 5 tons compared to the 6 for the MRM10s. Yeah, 100, like, 1 bin of Clan Streak ammo would be enough to run the 6 and both 4s, so, no. I think we're gonna go with the MRM10s. That 3 tons is very well spent. It does have -1 accuracy, but that's okay. Alright. Fluid gun. And then the respective ammo for the MRM Incendiary and MRM half. As well as maxed front armor. Although actually the armor on the legs is not as important now. Since we have no ammo in them. Still don't want to get legged, but the 10 armor in the back is probably going to be actually better. There's also an MRM slug, which is interesting, but nah. So we've got 6 rounds worth of damage, and we've got 12 rounds worth of heat. So, actually, no. We're gonna save half a ton that way. So we have 6 rounds of heat and 6 rounds of damage. That's all we need. Also, if the bin crits and blows up, it's less damage. Alright. We need the fluid gun ammo. Right there. And then... yeah, we can do back armor and stuff in a bit. The Guardian ECM. Right there. I mean, I guess it's better to have all the ammo on one side. I guess. Oh, yeah, yeah. Vandal heatsink kit. Beautiful. And then the exchanger. There. I guess I should put it there. That way if the ammo does pop, we don't lose it. I don't know. This is not going to be a mech that has to stick around and fight unless it loses the leg. In any case, if we use the clan thermal exchanger, then we could use something that's 3.75? Nah, that's not going to be better than 3.3. It's not going to give us more stuff. And yeah, so that's what lets us be overcooling. And then we have that much tonnage left. We also have the one slot for patchwork. Boom. Which also gives something else that can be crit instead of the ammo. So that's good. Now then. Honestly, probably should just move the double heat sinks. It's an extra day each to move the... Nah. If they pop, then I'll just replace them by putting them somewhere else. That's fine. Okay. I mean, if the mask crits a heatsink, I will be a little bit sad, but... I only have 3 spares, though. But the leg is a little safer than the arms, unless I am reckless with the mask. That said, if there's nothing in the legs, I can be a little reckless with the mask. Nah, let's move them. There we go. Okay. Now then, we are out of slots. Time to upgrade some lasers. There's also medium X pulses. +2 accuracy is nothing to sneeze at. And it does it in more of a pinpoint. Instead of just super splash. But we're already kind of super splash. Yeah, I think I dropped the mediums here. Definitely. Give it clan pulse lasers. I could replace the micro lasers with flamers like I did. I could also replace the small... No, I like the smalls. 25 damage is amazing. I replace one of the micro lasers with the flamer and the other one with the clan small pulse laser. or small pulse laser? It's not as much heat increase. Yeah, small pulse laser. So it doubles the damage for 0.75 tons. Same range, has +2 accuracy. Still has the +5 accuracy against battle armor. Does 40 damage against battle armor and prototypes instead of 20. But then that only leaves us 0.33 tons to add back armor, which gets spent pretty fast. I like the Clan Small Pulse Laser. Because we are all about all the little damage instances. I'll put the Small Pulse Laser on something later that is a little bit more concentrated. Do I put the micro laser back? And then just armor up? I think so. Yeah, it was that one. Okay. So at this point, we have 3 Clan ER micro lasers, Clan Small Pulse, 2 Clan ER smalls, 2 Clan mediums, 2 MRM 10s with incendiary and damage, the AMS, fluid gun, we're a little bit of heat, but we're mostly just bunch of little damage instances. That said, there is still the option of running SRMs, for example, instead. Because the incendiary ammo isn't going to be nearly as effective as like Inferno ammo. 3 heat damage instead of 1. I dropped the fluid gun. I give it a tag. This is not an overheat build. I can put the fluid gun on something else. Like, yes, this is definitely going to get close enough to use the fluid gun. Is that enough? Is that enough to actually completely shift from the MRMs into SRMs and use the Inferno ammo? I think what I'll do so we have 20 missiles, assuming every single one of them hits. That's 40 heat per round if every single one of them hits. The fluid gun will add 10 heat if it hits. But it also generates 15 heat for 2 turns. That's what overheats. Because it also can stack up to 2 times. Which means if we land the fluid gun and all 20 missiles every round. Then, every round, from the 2 stacks that are already on it, they'll be generating 30 heat from the Inferno fluid, as well as 20 heat from the 1 burn duration. So that's already 50 heat. Plus the 10 heat damage being dealt by the Fluid Inferno. So that's 60. That's standard engine double heat sink. And then the 20 damage from the missiles hitting. So if everything hits every turn, we can overheat double heat sink mechs with just this mech. If they're not shooting anything. If they're shooting anything, we can still overheat them with this build. Okay, I'm sold. We'll see once I'm actually dropping it if it follows my expectations there. But that's what I'm looking for. Two heat. Target generates 2 heat for 2 turns. That's fine. Okay. So that helps a little bit. I mean, I could drop a micro laser. If I'm happy with this back armor, I could drop a micro laser for a flamer. I don't have to. I don't have to settle for the back armor. I can just drop a heatsink. We are still overcooling. I drop a micro laser. Give it a flamer. Call it a day. Okay, actually at this point, do I drop the small pulse laser for the flamer? Yeah, I do. Again, this mech is easily going to be able to get into optimal range. And then, once I get into optimal range, and I'm sitting there cooking people, I can chill the supercharger and mask out, and let them recover from closing the distance before I bounce off to the next target to overheat them. I like it. And I am definitely going to give it the fire control energy. I'm blind. I feel like I'm blind. I went straight past it, didn't I? I did. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We'll see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then, well, oops, we'll have to fix it. But I am happy with the mask supercharger 300 engine. This is going to be fun. It's going to zoom. It's gonna zoom. AMS gives it a little bit more survivability. Not that much more. Unless, actually, I'll just kick it into burst mode every time. Just without fail. it'll eat up an Alpha Strike or two. And that can be the difference between this thing surviving the initial burst and overheating something, or failing to overheat it because it blew up first. Cool. I can't think of anything else I should do. If I armor up all the way, what does it look like? Wow. I mean, this is good. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I am quite content with how this is going. Yeah, probe would be good. We do have slots left. I can get patchwork. Is there energy weapon? I mean, it's not really worth putting an energy weapon or putting a patchwork in to upgrade a micro laser into a small. That wouldn't make any sense. You are small? Eh. No. No, I think the micro laser is. It runs cooler. It's got a shorter range, but that's fine. The ER small doesn't have the bonus against battle armor. And the flamers are good against battle armor, the micros are good against battle armor. Fluid gun's good against battle armor. We'll be able to kill battle armor pretty easily, I think. Now, if I had some medium heavy lasers, especially improved, I would consider that for sure. I can save 0.6 tons. No, 0.4 because I only have 2 slots available. I would just have to move the double heatsink there, put the patchwork there. I can literally just do something like, wrong button, something like that, and have a half ton. But then I have no slots. And with no slots, that means I can upgrade the 2 micro lasers into something that weighs a half ton each. Which, again, upgrading to smalls doesn't really make sense. Small pulse is 1 ton. So I'd have to drop 2 micro lasers to put 1 small pulse, at which point I'm doing basically the same damage. Like, again, the benefit there is I would be getting it at longer range. But this thing doesn't really care about max range. Ooh, I could drop a small for the small pulse. But then I'm only gaining... Actually, I'm losing damage. Wow. I'd just be gaining accuracy. No. For a second, I was thinking of maybe shifting around again, but no. I'm going to keep with this build. It's just a matter of what I do with this last half ton I have. So I have effectively full armor everywhere. And I don't think that the micro lasers swapping out with anything is actually an upgrade. I don't think switching the small lasers... Ooh, wait. No. Again, it's just range. For a short-range scrappy brawler, I don't really have anything better than, like, Clantech smalls and micros. It's like everything is just gaining range over the Clantech smalls and micros. Not damage per tonnage, just range. And if I'm able to just get on top of people very fast, it doesn't matter what the max range is. All that matters is how much damage I put out when I'm close. And we only have MRM10s and MRM40. Like, we don't have the option to go slightly higher there. Honestly, I think the solution is drop the patchwork and then just bring the armor back down a little bit. There. Done. We have 2 slots available. We can change stuff in the future, but that is going to be the Mechwarrior Mark III that we are running for the immediate future. In 24 days, at least. That's going to be fun. We should be able to zoom across the battlefield anytime the mask and supercharger are available. Even if we do have a crit chance, we can still use the mask and just accept that we might crit a leg actuator. So like this is all about speed. Got a little bit of protection from the clan AMS. Got a lot of damage, honestly. For the tonnage of the mech, this is insane damage. A bunch of extra accuracy and evasion ignore on the pulse lasers, on the flamer against battle armor. Yeah. Done. Alright. You know what? We'll finish this episode out like so. Oh yeah! I forgot we had an MRM30 here. Hilariously, the 2 MRM10s is 6 tons. 3 MRM10s is actually better weight, like better than the MRM30 if you have the hard points for it. Anyway, we're not doing that. we are not making this a ooh, it has a laser AMS. Ooh. 80% missile intercept chance. Does 3 damage to missiles. Fires up to 12 shots per activation. 6 heat per activation. In Lance mode, it's 60% missile intercept chance. 10 heat per activation, with a 30% jam chance. Bonus range and protects teammates and allies. Can fire up to 8 times per round. Weighs the same tonnage as the clan AMS. But it's 2 slots. Which means we would not be able to put it in the head or the center torso since we have the supercharger on the mannequin. It's still amazing. Anyway. So yeah, this is gonna be the clan. This is gonna be the clan LRM build. Let's just slap this together real quick. Clan LRM 20s everywhere they can go. Oh my god, I have 6. Okay. So maybe not everywhere they can go. I think we just have a shield side. I mean, that leaves 8 tons for Artemis and ammo. Armor's not great. The armor's definitely not great. But we do have patchwork. Since we're running standard Pharaoh, I'm going to give it case 2. As soon as I remember where case 2 exists. There it is. We're going to give it... right. We have to spread them out a little bit. We can't have them all on just... You know what? Maybe I do split it like that. Make that the side that I try to primarily keep towards enemies. Anyway, let's just see if we can make Artemis 5 work. No. Artemis 4 though. Artemis 4 should definitely work. Ooh, actually. Give it arms. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Obviously, very heavy. We're not going to need... Oh, we do. That's an engine heatsink. Okay. Drop the laser radius. I think the armor will be better protection. And lighter. Okay. We are firing, if I do it this way, we are firing 80 missiles per round. How much ammo do I actually need? Artemis Clan. Artemis Clan. Artemis Clan. Artemis Clan. Okay. So that gives every LRM-20 6 shots. Which means half that many is 9 shots. Or half that many additionally is 9 shots. And we're out of slots already. So I think I actually take this moment to replace the Indo Steel with Clan Indo and give it a Clan XL engine. So at this point, right, one more bin. If I do it like this, I should really start using the shortcut buttons. If I do it like this, I will have Clan LRM-80 with full Artemis 4 attachments. And I could armor up. And then I could give it one more bin of ammo. Actually, I'll move the heatsink there, just so it all has case 2. Oh, that's not Clan. Where's the Clan? Oh, I ran out. Well, I mean, I could give him some fast cam too. That is 1.5 rounds of fast cam. So this would be the build. The fast cam is IFF, and we'd be dropping 80 tubes worth of mines per round. Alright, that's interesting. That is very interesting. I would want more armor, though. So that's the problem. That's where we get into trouble. So I will either need more slots so that I can use something like patchwork. Or just something that outright saves tonnage. That said, this is amazing. I want to do this so badly. We have no electronic warfare at all, so our safety is literally just standing really far away and shooting a whole lot of missiles. Our heat efficiency is pretty bad. But yeah, we would want more cooling. I want this to work so badly. So badly I want this to work. I can give it a radical. That helps. But it doesn't actually help that much, because we don't have anything we can really toggle on and off to get right at 90% without getting into overheat territory. So we'd have to risk shutting down every single time that we wanted to use it. It's so tough. I want this to work. Obviously, I could drop the case too, which is a terrible idea. The second any of this crits, it would blow up the entire mech. I think I'll give it the thermal mass. I can't think of much else I can do with the bolt-on remote sensors is actually a good idea. Ooh, wait, we have a 6-ton, 8-ton. 8-ton bolt-on mortar. I thought it was a 6-ton bolt-on mortar. I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. No, just a little too heavy. We don't have hands, so we can't use any of the hand stuff. Yeah, bolt-on remote sensors is a good call. So we need better cooling somehow. It's kind of a waste to use the clan thermal exchanger when we're not even using the carry capacity at all. This is definitely missile accuracy. Oh, okay. Can't be used with Artemis. Noted. Good to know. I mean, we don't really care about piloting. We're never going to melee with this. We don't have jumps. We don't have... we have no reason to care about piloting in this mech. Yeah, if we're meleeing, something's gone terribly wrong. Ooh. Ah. Okay. So we don't have, like, any other head components I care about. I want this to be the command mech. But it requires one additional slot for some reason. Oh, right. It's heavier than just the cockpit components. Never mind. I would have to drop an LRM-20 to make that work. I'm not going to do that. I might just drop the fast cam ammo there and use it for more armor. But yeah, that's one slot. Our heat problems are still problematic. just give cooling pods. I mean, obviously there's the argument to just drop one of the other pods and only fire 60 tubes per round. And yes, that is valid. Counterpoint. Doom kit. Prototype double heatsink. And then... Oh wow, I only have 2. So I would need it to be a 254. To be able to... Oh, no. The Doom kit can't use the negative heatsink. Negative engine heatsinks. I mean, it's only... Like... So the Alpha Strike is 84 heat. The Doom kit drops it down to 68. When it's active, they'll take increased heat damage. So it's actually really good that it won't be able to get close. Like, it shouldn't be getting close to things that might have like flamers or overheat tech. Because whenever it's active, there is no longer a heat delta. Oh, actually, I would still need the... Because I am missing an engine heatsink. So I would still need that. Actually, I should probably put that with the case 2 as well. Okay. So, I don't know why it's saying 52 instead of 60. Oh, do protos? Yeah, protos are only 4. Okay, so that's why. They are -4, so 10 protos is -40. Then the Doom kit adds 12 on top of that, so that's why it's 52. Okay. Which means, yeah, 100%. If it kicks on at any point, so if we get above 80% heat, which that's like 2 Alpha Strikes, I think, 3 Alpha Strikes maybe, assuming in heat neutral biome. You know what? That works. That works. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I put 2 on this arm so that the side that has ammo can be the side I protect. Or try to protect. Cool. I mean, this is almost 2 tons for +1 accuracy. I'd rather have more survivability. Like a laser AMS. Yeah, I know, it generates heat, but we have the Doom kit. If the laser AMS is generating heat, then cool. We'll be fine. Worst case scenario, we just don't shoot all of the missiles. More armor, more armor. Definitely more armor. And... Yep. Honestly, nah. I would definitely rather... I think I even shave off of the legs a little bit to give it more back armor, just in case a filthy little backstabber finds it. Something like that. And again, gyro upgrades would be amazing. ultralight gyro or something like that? Definitely. We could also change out the laser AMS for the Artemis 5 systems. Does it's half ton more per? Yeah. So I would need an extra 2 tons. The laser AMS is 1.5. But I mean, if we're using the Doom kit, we might as well use the laser AMS. Might as well. And then that does leave the Artemis 5 available to make the heavier LRMs that are non-clan, or even the 2 clan that are left, more effective. Like the MMLs or Inner Sphere LRMs. Enhanced LRMs, there we go. Since I'd already be using more tonnage, making those even better is definitely... You know, that or if this build ends up on an assault mech somehow. But for now, this is going to be hilarious. Also, bonus grouping and +1 accuracy is the chassis quirk. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Then again, if I drop the laser AMS and I give it 1 more bin of ammo, or actually if I move the proto, I can give it a bin and a half. I do have a half bin, I think. LRM Fastchem clan, okay. Yep, LRM half clan. That's just, you know, that extra little bit. Just in case we run out of ammo. But yeah. This is how we do this, I think. I mean, there is also an argument to be made for like 1 bin of clan LRM that's not Artemis, just to fire indirectly. So each of these bins is 1.5 rounds. So that's 3 rounds. 6 rounds. But you can't fire indirectly in Artemis 4 mode. And if you're firing Artemis missiles, you have to be in Artemis 4, I think. So I do think I will drop 2 of the Artemis bins for 2 standard bins. And that will let me fire indirectly for damage and things beyond just the 3 rounds of mines that I can drop. And it'll also leave 2 Artemis bins available for me to use with the other clan LRM-20s. Because if I'm using both of those in a single mech, then each bin is 3 rounds, which means those 2 bins of Artemis will only be 6 rounds. So I'm already going to need to find more ammo. There's also the very solid chance that I'm not gonna use... Okay. LRM clan. This is 180. So that's 2 rounds of indirect fire. With the 3 rounds of mines. So it really does come back down to, do I want to be able to deal damage indirectly, or do I want to just be direct fire all the time? If I was running the Artemis 5 attachments, I would be really invested in specifically doing the Artemis thing. But I actually don't lose that much by toggling it off and firing indirectly. So I would like to have that option. Plus, this is still 6 rounds of 80 missiles per round. That should kill a lot of things. The heat problems, as soon as we hit 80%, this kicks on. The thermal mass should help us not overheat. Like, be able to activate this without, like, busting. Because it activates about 40 heat, and then it slowly equalizes. So, yeah, we'll see how those work together. And that's it. I think that is the final plan. And we just really, really hope that nobody gets behind us. I'm gonna be so sad if this explodes on its first mission. Okay. So now, we arrive in 21 days, in the middle of a financial report. With no money left, so... Oh boy. I mean, I guess I can scrap stuff. If I scrap everything I'm not going to build for the rest of the playthrough, that will reduce our financial report a bit. And it'll give us some money. But, like... well, some of the stuff, like... I am past the point where I think I would want to drop a Battletech ever. And that's going to be 74,000 seedings. So, I'll do that between this episode and the next one. Then we'll finish traveling next week to the flare-up we're going to join. But for now, that's been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.